Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Echo Tools YouTube page. My name is Ryan Cook. This is episode 4, and this is me. Check it out. Cool. Now that you know a little bit about me and all the carving I do, let's talk about why we're here. What you must do. Number 1, like each video and subscribe to Echo's YouTube page. Look out for the secret letter that'll appear in every video to form a secret word at the end. Number 3, on the final episode, number 6, comment with the secret word. We have already worked on blocking out the head of the bear, and in this new video, we're gonna talk right now about, let me take these glasses off, put them right here. We're gonna talk about the rest of the body, shaping in the body. This is gonna be a bear holding a sign. So everything's a little exaggerated. And when you're talking about carving and you break into character carving, you start to be able to think about making human anatomy and also bear anatomy kind of work together, because obviously bears don't hold up signs like this. We're gonna think about the shoulders here. This is gonna be where the sign is, and then we're gonna tuck it down and make the bear body just standing there holding a sign. And so, but this video, we're gonna really focus on furring and just putting in the body. You know what I mean? And when you're putting in the body, you're thinking about how it's gonna stand. Proportions are important, and shaping. You know, like a lot of the times when you first start carving, there's something that happens that we all do, and they're square bears. If you look back at my old bears back in the day, they were square bears too. Don't worry about it, because at first, that's the easiest way to do things, you know, because you're thinking about blocking so much. But in this video, in this tutorial, we're gonna soften things, and think about that when you're carving. So we're softening the edges, we're putting in the body parts, and right now that's what we're gonna think about, right? I got my pen here, this is gonna be where the hands are, and we're just gonna kind of have the sign. And I elongate basically from the neck to where the hands are, because if you make it perfect, you don't have to do any attachments, but you could fit a sign in perfectly. And that is gonna be really nice. So we'll do that in the last video. We'll talk about some lettering, making a welcome sign, and but here we're gonna just do this. So I know that this is gonna be the hands and this is gonna be the tummy. So when we start thinking about cutting out the piece, I'm just basically gonna cut in a V shape here and then leave it so I can do the feet here and then cut that out. And then the same comes here on the back side, because you're doing, it's like they come together as a V. It's like a bear bum standing up. That's what you're thinking about. Shoulder, you think about the bones, the hips. You know, you gotta think about that. This may be a bit high. I would put shoulders here, do the arm here. We're just gonna put in an exaggerated arm dropping down, and then a hip bone here, short legs, and just kind of shape out the body. And then when we start furring is an important thing to think about in all aspects of carving. Now, that can happen on any animal, bears, eagles, wolves. I mean, obviously we're going into feathers, but right now we're talking about furring. Think about the way the bones are, think about the way the muscles are, and then how the hair is going to lay on top of the animal, and then where the fur is gonna go. So then that's where you pull your chainsaw. So if you have a chainsaw like this, oh, I don't think I'm allowed to show that saw. That was a quick look of a brand new saw that's not out yet. But when I'm doing this, I'm pulling my saw this way, and I'm going the way I think the hair is gonna go. And then when I change my direction and I go from the neck to the shoulders, same thing. We're doing another different layering. And the more you can create changes in planes, which planes are directional changes, that's going to really showcase what you're trying to show. And it's not just boring fur. You're really starting to layer in texture and layer in different levels of technical ability. And I think that's really gonna make your carving stand out the next time you do it. So enough talking. Let's get this body in here, and then we're just gonna start furring. And just remember, if you don't have all the saws, I'm gonna keep this as simple as we can. With this fur, I'm not gonna make it deep and crazy like I have in other carvings. I'm just gonna make it simple. We're just gonna use chainsaw, just cut, simple, but consistency. Whatever you do in any carving, be consistent. Consistency of finish is a very important part of all carvings. So if you do one thing, make sure you're consistent the rest of the piece. And I think that really will be an important part to the way we're gonna do furring. So let's go. Well, that is exactly what we've just done. You know, consistency of finish, you're using both sides of the tip of the bar to be able to fur. You know, when you're on one side, you're pulling, the other side, you're pulling on a different angle. Get to know the bar, get to know your saw. You don't have to run it at full speeds. You're really just playing with textures. And as long as you're consistent in the end, it's gonna look really, really good. And I think that's what's happening right now. So the secret letter to this video is R. So that's it. I hope you guys have learned how consistently running your saw with any saw. You can do it with any bar. We're just using the chain to pull out the textures. You can go deep. Don't be scared. You know, there's always a saying. A great carver told me once, if you think you've gone deep, you need to go deeper. So always have fun playing with textures, exploring, and don't just do what I'm teaching you here. Maybe if you're just starting out, try this. But then when you start to create your own style, be fearless, have fun, and just go for it, because there is no wrong way to create art. My name is Ryan Cook. Thank you for watching Echo Tools YouTube page and playing along in this competition. Next video, we're finishing out the bear head detail, the claws. We're gonna do simple claws. And then we've got one last video after that where we're gonna do the sign, and I'm gonna talk to you about just life and carving and myself. So make sure to win this contest, you need to subscribe here to Echo Tools YouTube page, like the video, leave a comment, and when the last video comes out, you're gonna spell the secret word. My name's Ryan Cook, thank you for watching.